Well, hi everyone. My name's John T. Wright. I'm the Holy Father, Son, in the flesh. Here, let me turn this around for you so you goddamn understand it. Income tax, straight up with Donald Trump. Donald Trump's just a terrible person. And by the way, he's the goddamn Antichrist, and I'm the fucking Lord. And by the way, you want to insult me? I'll fucking bash you with a fucking rock today, anywhere you stand, any place, any goddamn where. The Holy Father says what'll happen is things in your life and stuff will just goddamn start imploding around you. Oh, don't you love this now? D.B. Cooper's real son is here. John T. Wright at YouTube. You know what? I'm the Holy Father's son too. My dad was the Zodiac. It's biblical, baby. Do you understand fucking English now? Hey, for all the good people in Camas out there, I love you. I gotta do what I gotta goddamn do. And you're gonna have to do what you're gonna have to do. Hey, you're gonna stand firm, you're gonna stand strong. If you believe in Yahshua, repent, go to Yahshua, move to Yahshua right now. You might live long, because I do not want Camas to be smashed like Sodom and Gomorrah. And Sodom and Gomorrah got fucking bashed and shit and fucking totally fucking destroyed. You know, I could think of some other ones. Oh, places in the Bible that things got destroyed by people that defied God. And you know, in the Camas Washougal area, you know, there's a bunch of hippies that used to live down at the Washougal. Nobody even come out that way from what I understand in the history about Washougal. You know, landowners came up, they swept up those properties and stuff up the Washougal River and stuff from the hippies and stuff that affordably bought it once upon a time, and they built new houses and stuff in there. They started pushing the hippies and stuff out of Washougal. There's still satanic activity that's still happening, and it's had a past history right up to your law enforcement community. And when the law enforcement community and oh, we're on the right, and you've got the illegal left, and the illegal left in this here group here, they're actually working together. Oh, we're not doing that. We're not supplying these people and giving these people breaks and letting these people run riffraff and stuff like this and ruffling your goddamn feathers in between you people in Camas and Washougal. That's what the fuck they've been doing all these goddamn years. And they've been using people like my family members to run drugs and stuff in Lewis County, Washington, and I know that they're, well, here, if they're doing it there, it's a fucking great possibility they're doing there with the scenario you have. You know, you got the park right next door, and you got people over there selling drugs, or there's people selling drugs out of that park. And that's why they're parkers and stuff. They park in the park and stuff. You want to go get some drugs and stuff, you come down to the park. You know, how about the mayor from California? You know, he used to, the ex-vice president, Kamala Harris, I think her name is. And I like to pronounce people's names correctly. So if I don't correctly pronounce your name, you know, I'm really sorry, because I don't want to make fun of you more than you're going to be played fun of anyway, because people do it all the goddamn time to people. They snicker, they laugh, they think that they're getting over something on someone. Well, you're not getting nothing over this one now. And I'll tell you what, God Almighty, you know, here I am right here at Beacon Rock. I'm looking across Beacon Rock and I could see it over here. Picnic tables are here, the bathrooms and stuff's here. I'm up here alone. I get right up here, I got this peaceful entertainment spot. You know, if they ever need to use this, I'll get the fuck out of here. And by the way, this is only day use only. And you know, I get this here place that I could just kind of peacefully be with God too. And the people, they're climbing the rock and stuff, and we actually admire it. We admire people that come and climb the rock and take the fucking challenge and see what you can fucking see. You know, you can't see it from your houses, and you can't see it from your miserable places down there in the low-life areas of Camas, Washougal. You know, I call it Little Tijuana, because that's exactly what it is. If you want something, go down there at Little Tijuana. There's people drugged out of their fucking minds. And Veronica over there at the park's goddamn supplying it. And I know that she's getting her supplies from fucking Portland, because Me and Veronica talked a long time ago over there by Starbucks, you know, and me and Veronica just laugh our fucking ass off because I said, you know what, Veronica, everybody wants that pussy, don't they? Oh, goddamn, Veronica and me just goddamn start laughing it off and stuff. She's goddamn, you want drugs and stuff. I'm the fucking one, you know, goddamn. You know, now I don't like this goddamn shit because it's right there at the skate park where there's fucking children. And by the way, I stopped there in Lewis County, Washington. They come in my bowling alley. These kids fucking was on fucking drugs and stuff, and the cops was behind it. I pulled my kid right out of school, Matthew Thomas Wright. Matthew Thomas Wright ended up losing his life over this goddamn riffraff. And Susan Jane Donahoe's had the luxury of being in that fucking park and being part of this whole goddamn thing. Oh, I know Susan Jane Donahoe. She's the whore that rode the beast in Revelations. And by the way, everybody in the fucking world, you better goddamn understand right now. I'm not lying, and I'm telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. So help me God. I couldn't even touch the red writing inside of a book. You guys are so condemned. I could kiss it. I could put it to my face. I couldn't touch it. It burnt me like acid. Like when I cut myself and Eve feels acid. Eve don't feel pain when I do this. Ooh, boy. There was a time she could and she would. She's not in pain no more. And nobody's in pain in the top level of hell. Not Satan, nor Eve, nor Matthew Thomas Wright. You know, my dad is the guy. And I could get the this one too. You know, my dad's the Zodiac. My dad is E.B. Cooper. All this here stuff is very well what it is. It is what it is. George L. Wright, there he is, and there's Eve. And look at his hand on her shoulder. You know, I heard an entity growling at me in that house at 1007th Street in Camas, Washington. That's Eve. She came from my rib, ladies and gentlemen. You in Camas, Washington, you've been instructed to get rid of that woman, Susan Jane Donahoe. I'm going to come and go as I goddamn please, and you know what? I'm trying not to cause any goddamn trouble. I'm trying to keep my fucking head. When you've goddamn got me so fucking pissed off, all I want to do is kill everyone in my mind, and that's good enough for God Almighty, because if I don't like you, He'll hate your fucking guts. February the 14th, you know, down there at the bank, they fucking know. They gave me this here thing. They also gave me the other one from the 21st, too. I don't know where it's at. You know, events happened on the 14th and the 21st, I recall. Bad snowstorm right here. This is my mother's birthday. And 14 letters, Marietta L. done. And the Zodiac, 13 letters, George L. Wright. And my brother Jerry L. Wright, Patty L. Wright. And the L and C's and their names in the middles of them, and criminals is what I understand. Yeah, I was held in a rabbit cage, and here I am at an age where I've got a shirt on with a rabbit cage, with a rabbit on it right there. I'm next to my sister's stove, and I'm trying to talk sense into my family members that's acting out for some reasons. My family members are criminals, and so is the law enforcement community in Lewis County, Washington. I suspect that the law enforcement community down here could be dirty as well. You know, I walked right into Starbucks and I talked to Mr. Williams and another officer. Mr. Williams is from the Washougal law enforcement office right there. You know, they don't want me to walk in that door down there at the Washougal or the Camas place. Why? Because what's their motive there? Is it because they're guilty of something that they've personally done to me? Is it something that they're personally allowing riff-raff to happen and they know that I'm going to put a stop to it? Inside the office and outside of the office, officers, Yahshua inside the cup, Yahshua outside the cup, officers that's taken an oath to obey the law. You do your job and I'll do my job. That's what I told you, Mr. Williams, down there in Washougal at the Starbucks down at the port, where I was 86th out of down there at the port where I could dump my RV and my septic system and stuff. What was you guys thinking? When I pointed out that they moved the women's to the men and the men's to the women, and by the way, the bathrooms and stuff that's sitting around now, you can see how cheaply they ripped it off and put these over there and this over here, and this universal bathroom bullshit. Ladies, you are on the left for a fucking reason, and men are on the right for a reason. And by the way, ladies first. And by the way, ladies, right here in the first door of the bathroom when you come into that place, because you know what? Sometimes you're on the period. Sometimes you've got things to do on. Sometimes you have your baby that you're carrying in there. And by the way, in the men's bathroom, they don't give a fuck. They'll piss and it splashes everywhere. And by the way, it scents their clothes and everything, and you know men stink from the very fucking beginning. Don't you dare put yourself in the right-hand room. You don't want to be treated like a right-handed person. But these men, they want to get into the left-hand door because they want to confuse people and stuff. And I know it's a goddamn game, and don't fucking say it's not. Ladies on the left, men are on the right, and I'll tell you what, this isn't a point where I give you a big conversation. It's where I tell you the goddamn gospel. You fucked up by doing your antics that you've been goddamn doing. Witchcraft and stirring people up and fucking pissing them off is what this has done to people. Evil and good? Evil and evil? Are these people worshiping the same thing these people worshiping? I say quite possibly yes. And by the way, all of us are the taxpayers in between, and these people live off of our fucking taxpaying dollars. When I go down and I have to tap on someone's door and I tell them that I'm a goddamn taxpayer, roll down your window, I'm a taxpayer, I write your fucking paychecks. You better goddamn believe it. We, the taxpayers in the center of this, pay your fucking wages. And we have our children and stuff, and we buy groceries and everything in the community, and we want safety instead of this goddamn bullshit of being shook down with panhandlers and stuff, and then the cops come in. Oh, you just call the cops and all this matrix and stuff and all this bullshit. Look, you do your goddamn job and I'll do my fucking job like I told Mr. Williams in Starbucks, and you'll be a lot goddamn better off. I'm not doing nothing fucking wrong. And by the way, I told you just a while back, now you're being held hostage, and you goddamn are. You could just say, hey, this is for entertainment only, John Wright's fucking nuts, and all that goddamn shit. I got Susan Jane Donahoe's Bible right here, and you 86th are out of the park next door to the old bowling alley. The money's associated with the bowling alley on the D.B. Cooper case, Barbara D. Donahoe. And I'll tell you what, I would take Susan Jane Donahoe down there, and I would put her in a fucking coffin, and I would put her through the fucking furnace right there at the Browns mortuary. Brown's house is right there on 1007 7th Street. Susan Jane Donahoe brought up the Browns name without any of my help. The Browns mortuary is next to the bowling alley in Morton, Washington. Brown's property is next to Bonnie and Ernie's house right there on Delphi and Alpine Bowl. They're following signs. Oh, by the way, James L. Rowland, his office is the same shape as the bowling alley, and it's on Plymouth, like Plymouth Rock, the Landing, the Founding, the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria, you know. Oh, and Massachusetts, you know, there's a lot of witchcraft over there. When I brought up this bowling alley and all of this here stuff over there, Lewiston, Maine had a bowling alley that got goddamn shot up, and we have a bowling alley in Lewis County, Washington that's painted black like the Dungeon of Doom. You look into it, and by the way, now you're into the House of fucking Horrors. That's the Zodiac Killer's lair. That's the afterlife right there. George Fairheart, now your dad is our slave. The Zodiac was talking about collecting slaves for the afterlife. Ding dong, the witch is dead. George L. Wright. George L. Wright was the Zodiac. George L. Wright and Eve, and they took lives for the afterlife. To hell with them. And even Matthew Thomas Wright is in hell now, and it has everything to do with the antics that happened at 1007th Street in Camas, Washington. And the luxury that the cops and Susan Jane Donahoe has is really over, because the cops and Susan Jane Donahoe was in that house, and you came against the Holy Father's Son. You came against Adam, and the ottoman that was burnt there in that had two dolls on it, that represented Eve and Adam. And this Susan thought she was going to be the new Eve. Well, she thinks she's little Jesus, and Jesus is a cult. And she thought she was taken over with Satan, and she thinks she's got the fucking power and whatever, and the blessing. The Rock is here, and the Rock will fucking crush you. Oh, by the way, my bank, the U.S. bank, looks to be blessed, and that's where you'll put your money from the for the D.B. Cooper, the Zodiac, John F. Kennedy, any goddamn reward money, anything about that. Damages to me personally, be reasonable. You know, I'm going to accept the offer, but it's going to be in the millions of brackets. Because the bowling alley in Lewis County, Washington was ripped off from me too. 1501 South Gold. 1501 South Gold, 7 completion. 7 down here in Camas, Washington, down there at my tavern, my aunt's tavern down there, and etc. You know, there's many things that's gone on. I have a car that's just bothering me, but they're guests here at the park, and I would never bother them. They're going to come in and do their thing, a little look around, and have fun with it, you know, like that. I don't want to bother anyone. But I'm telling you the truth, you know, this is, I guess it's extortion, because you're going to put the money in the bank, and you're going to be held responsible for everything that's goddamn happened. And this is a public service notice. Here, I told Mr. Williams, you do your job and I'll do my job. Mr. Williams, you're failing to do your job if you don't get that shit out of Washougal. I told you directly, and I told you in front of another law officer in Starbucks at the port. And, Mr. Williams, I just seen you recently down at the right there at that Steamboat Landing Park, and we made eye contact. I waved to you, you know, you're doing your job, but you do your job a little goddamn better, because everyone's asked to depends on you, Mr. Williams, and the rest of you law enforcement officers. You better put the shield of Yahshua on you, because Jesus Christ is your stumbling block, and stupidity will get you fucking killed around me. You goddamn understand me? I want everything that's fucking mine. You let people rip me off in Camas and also abuse me by just letting this shit continuously go on, when you officers goddamn know there's been a problem at 1007th Street, and you have been fucking told and notified over and over and over. And by the way, I'm right here doing nothing fucking wrong. If anything happens to my car or anything down there in Camas, the wrath of fucking God's upon you anyway. And it's here from sea to shiny sea. Hurricanes, tornadoes, fucking weather and everything. Hey, I sealed up my roof and stuff like that. I'm just fucking vacationing, having a great time. It's now Friday. I'm going to have to slip into Camas, buy some food supplies and stuff like that. Maybe enjoy a couple days walking around down there around Camas Lake and stuff. I feel the rains and stuff are going to come. I'm going to be moving up here towards this area, hopefully. I like the people, I love the air, I love the trees, and I love it because God's with me and we enjoy it better. And if God doesn't enjoy Camas and Washougal after me and Eve's been brought there, and everything that's been happening to me, will make you fucking pay. And by the way, the people that are at the banks and the people that I'm personally affiliated with, I want you to know that you are always in my hearts and prayers all the time, and I want you to believe in Yahshua. Inside the cup, Yahshua. Outside the cup, it's just that fucking simple. You never have to give me any money. I'm not a panhandler begging or anything. But you know what God requires, everyone? God says money ain't enough. You fucked up. And I also told you that it's a little too late. Before this here happened and Susan Donahoe actually showed up again, and before I dropped those eggs through that grate and I could see something's happened with the Corona beers that got smashed through the grate too, with the Corona cap that fell inside of it too. Remember, Susan, you sold me a bucket of Corona. You know, you're going to crown me with a bucket, bitch. I'm going to kick the bucket, bitch. No, Susan, you're going to kick the fucking bucket. And by the way, anybody that supports this woman in Camas, Washington, you're going to kick the bucket too. You see? You see? You see? God made me pretty funny. This isn't very goddamn funny, is it? That's Satan. That's Eve. George L. Wright, 13 letters for the Zodiac right there. That's my dad. My Holy Father is the Father in heaven. You're in a 3-ring circus right now with 4 of us. Together we are the 4 horsemen. Just want you to know. And right here, this here happened on Friday the 13th. I had to write the date and everything down too, but this here happened too. God's so nice, He tells me if I say it, it will be so. I want this over because I give it over to the Holy Father now. And I have goddamn done so. And the other one is right here. I had to make up that date on the spot at the fucking time. This is the document from the Department of L&I. And by the way, it says 10/17 of 24th. That's 40/24. The Holy Father's Son will be got back. Joshua 16th, 17th, and 18th supposed to be observation of it. I would say that you should be eating clams and seafood on that day. I mean, that's exactly what I'm going to be eating. Or I'm going to be eating nothing at all. I haven't been eating this turkey dinner with my family or anybody for so many years it isn't goddamn funny. And by the way, I don't think there's anything funny about this, and if you think there's anything funny about this, you're probably, lives are going to start folding up and stuff like this because the Holy Father doesn't think that it's funny at all. That I've been put through such great expense at the price of others that I love too. And this is like, you goddamn didn't fucking believe me when I told you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I'm as serious as a heart attack. And like I said on the last time, did he say he was as serious as a heart attack and you didn't believe him? I'm as serious as a heart attack. I love these people right here. And she just smiled and waved. You know, I get the luxury of meeting people. And I'll tell you what, God Almighty grabbed my car. I wasn't leaving that house at 1007th Street. When you try to think you're going to get away from God, Satan and Eve, and all that bullshit, your car is liable to be grabbed, picked up, and thrown off the road. You'll be fucking running away from it, and you'll goddamn get in the fucking next disaster. Don't lose your fucking head. Keep fucking calm. Don't get fucking hurt. You know what I usually say? Just don't do it. No one will goddamn get hurt. But you better fucking repent today. It's Yahshua inside your car. It's Yahshua outside the car. And when you vacuum clean it and wash it and stuff like that, you should pray to Yahshua that you'll be safe in your car, in your family and stuff. You know why? I don't necessarily want you dead. I want you to live to fucking experience the Holy Father in your life instead of goddamn bullshit. Because when you get a taste of the Holy Father in heaven, you'll know that you've got power like you've never fucking seen before. Hey, hey, how do you get good insurance? You don't get good insurance. You pray to the Holy Father. You eat good. You be all you could be. You stand up straight. If you don't stand for something, you stand for goddamn nothing at all. Till I make my fucking point, I'm the Holy Father's son, and it's just no goddamn joke, officers of the law and ladies and gentlemen. Eve's going to pay for the next 2,000 years for men's sins. And if she don't make it, you men are fucked. You'll never see the fucking pearly gates of heaven because you'll never make it there. You'll be dead and burnt to fucking critters in hell. Yeah, I mean, 6 you're dead, 6 you're dead. I mean, 6 you're... I don't know if any of these preachers are going to come back. But the thing is even the whores or even the prostitutes and the tax collectors will get into heaven before the Pharisees. So, you know, like Joel Osteen and Jimmy Swagger, you know, I goddamn tell you, there is nothing between 2 and 4 with me. 2 and 4, there ain't gonna nobody be between 2 and 4. You're either on fucking First Street with my friends in hell, which live in no pain. I wonder if they have condominiums and stuff. I know they see the residual effects and everything like that, and it's kind of exciting to think about it on that part of my dynamics of that. But, you know, I get to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And I have the luxury of telling you the truth. You know, you don't have to kill yourself over me. But I'm Yahshua, I'm the Holy Father's son, I'm Adam in the flesh. Even Satan's in hell, and I told you the goddamn truth, and I have the luxury. And everyone down there in Camish, you're being held hostage right now by the Holy Father's son. And I shit you not, I got the goddamn power to throw the book at you. And I got Donald J. Trump's book up here down there. Oh, should I just pull it out just because I have the luxury that you don't? Donald J. Trump, just think of it this way. You're on your way to your fucking punishment with Susan Jane Donahoe. Those two little bitches are the people that's on the fucking ottoman that I was sitting there pouring the shit over now. And by the way, Satan and Eve wants their asses in hell because they're blessed even more when that happens. Every step that I take, they get a better step too. And everybody in hell does better. You eat better. You love people in hell. Those people in hell love you. Those people in hell probably tried to talk sense into you before their death, even on their deathbed. My last confession. Yeah, George L. Wright has his last confession. I'm going to test you one more time. And he fucking did. I love George and I hate George at the same time. George and Matthew, hey, you know what? When you see me in hell, I know you're happier than fuck that I'm here. And I know what you're up to. And you have a great day, and you have a great day, too. Those people are leaving now. They walked around, used the bathrooms, whatever they want to do, looked at the view. And they probably know that I'm up here doing this, and I was doing this prior to their coming, and nothing's going to fucking stop me. I'm not ashamed to be the Holy Father's son. Are you fucking ashamed to understand it? Are you ashamed to understand that I'm the nicest guy in the world until you fucking act like an asshole around me, and then I've condemned you? I never want to talk to you. What was you thinking when you treated a stranger that way? Susan Jane Donahoe, who the fuck do you think you are? With a fucking great big hat down there hiding under it, like you're a criminal in Camas, Washington. Camas, Washougal, little Tijuana, that little fucking whore that caused me so much goddamn trouble up there at 1007. You Camas cops, you'll never be fucking forgiven if you don't goddamn go down there, take care of business, and run that woman out of there. If you have any repercussion on me, the Holy Father, the Holy Spirit, Satan and Eve, and everybody's going to come to my aid and fucking wipe your asses out. We goddamn had enough. This is my fucking world. And you're allowed to goddamn be in it and do your goddamn job. You'll collect fair money for fair fucking pay. And don't goddamn bullshit me any goddamn more. You get my fucking money in my goddamn bank. The U.S. bank down there's my fucking bank. It represents me here in Camas, Washington. And you put my fucking money in that goddamn fucking bank. Oh, and by the way, all of you cops should lose your fucking pension over it. And by the way, that money, just consider it goddamn mine if you don't do your jobs, because you're never gonna fucking be collecting it after your fucking retirement, because your retirement, you'll be fucking dead. And by the way, from everything I see, that money will just be absorbed back into the system anyway. What was you thinking when you decided to do this? Hey, I seen everything up in Lewis County, Washington. There's a bowling alley that's black on the inside of it next to the mortuary. That bowling alley was found by John Dorsett and Angie Dorsett. It was abandoned. It had 17 leaks on the top. Oh, by the way, I was told what they happened to leaks. They're over there in the cemetery. Is there 17 of my friends, 17 leaks over there too? That bowling alley did leak. There's a spot in the roof where it started leaking over there on lane 2, and you could goddamn see where I fell off the roof and the fucking building changed too. I was working on top of that building as a child. My family members was not around, and the community fucking hid from me. These criminals hid behind me, and the community goddamn knew that that fucking money from that bowling alley was stolen. My friends would be killed like children coming off the bus, like little kiddies coming off the bus. They killed fucking children to keep parents and people in line too. They killed cops like Rhonda Reynolds and Skip Davis. You cops, you do your goddamn job. If you do your job, it will be accepted. Do you understand me now? I'm the Holy Father's son. I'm the nicest person in the world until you've done this to me. You know, I have to deal with Satan and Eve and the Holy Father. And by the way, dirt will take out dirt. And by the way, Russia and China and North Korea and everybody over there, they're ganging up on the United States of America. And by the way, the United States of America doesn't have me as its ace in the fucking hole. Oh, Bruce Kimsey, can you pull a rabbit out of the hat? I want Rick Rife out of fucking prison too. I want that money in the bank. I want Rick Rife out of prison, and I want you cops to do law and fucking order. Riff-raff down there. Here, the law enforcement can't fucking play this game no more. You got the fucking bad guys over here. Don't play cops and robbers no more with me. Don't play cops and robbers anymore with the community. You know what the problem is. You solve the problem. You get out of fucking office. And by the way, you're fucking fired. And the Holy Father, Satan, and Eve, if you're dirty and everything, they see reflections, residual and stuff. I don't have to lift one goddamn finger. And I'm doing the pinky smash from Beacon Rock. And you can say that you're being extorted by the Holy Father's Son right now. Because the Holy Father says, you know what the Holy Father says? Money isn't good enough. You put a fair amount of money in that bank so those people down there that work at that bank will have a lot of goddamn fun investing my money throughout my fucking territory. And you understand that? This is the Zodiac's territory now. You could put a fucking X on it. And the Holy Father says that he'll turn this into Sodom and Gomorrah. How do you like me now? Oh, and by the way, I probably will be staying between up here at Stevenson and the Rama. I don't want a conflict of interest at all. I don't want no problems with those people. I want all those people to be blessed. And I'll tell you another thing about AJ, or Artie. I thought it was Artie, but it's actually AJ. And I'll say it's A, his first name, and J is his middle name. Like that, and like Susan Jane Donahoe, he follows signs like the Zodiac and everything like that. He reached out and touched me. He had an ambulance come, and they didn't take him away, but he's on a fucking cane right now, and he don't look very fucking good. And I seen him walk around and kind of near me and stuff, and he's struggling on his cane. He doesn't say jack shit. I explained to him what touching me unwantedly would do. I told him, don't do it, and he did. You just had to do it, didn't you? And I told him, you just had to do it. And you just had to do it. And Susan Jane Donahoe, you just had to do it. And what I'm saying is gold, officers. Absolutely gold. You go down there and you fucking put her through an interrogation about what happened at 1007th Street and did I live in that house and what the fuck's going on. Hey, you know what? I'm the Holy Father's son. I'm Adam in the flesh, and you guys goddamn conspired against me. And whether any of these officers are still the original ones that was there before, I'll say some of them are, maybe some of them aren't, or some of them are not. I don't goddamn give a fuck. But what you do is you straighten out your lives goddamn right now, and you serve and protect. And another thing, that house that's on Dallas, like Dallas Street, where John F. Kennedy got goddamn gunned down on Dallas Street, you have a house up there that looks like Nightmare on Elm Street that's on the left-hand side as you're going out to Lacamas Lake. What were you fucking thinking when you fucking let that go on there? There's satanic activity in that fucking house. What's going on with those children, and what are they fucking breeding in their officers? Would you please fucking do something about it? Child Protective Services. And what about the neighbors that's next door that has to fucking witness this eyesore in front of them and the residual effects you have on them, let alone on me? I'm just the Holy Father's son that's walking down the street looking at what the fuck's goddamn wrong with you fucking people. Ladies, you're on the left-hand side. Men, you're on the right-hand side. You better not forget it, because you are fucking men, and those are ladies, and it's ladies first, men. I don't care what the fuck you think. You could pat your fucking buddy on the ass and butt fuck him all you want. He could give you goddamn blowjobs, but those women birth those men, and you give those women fair fucking rights, because they are number one in the Holy Father's eyes and in Adam's eyes. And by the way, Satan wanted number one. That's why he fucked Eve instead of butt fucked Adam. How do you like that one too? And you have a nice goddamn day, because I told you the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. You're being extorted by the Holy Father's son in the Holy Father's way, because I'm just a fucking hostage in this, just like goddamn all of you. But I've got the best job of all now. I'm the Holy Father's son, and I'm trying to deal with fairness across the board, and anything that's goddamn not fair gets fucking smashed out of existence right now. And we're talking fucking worldwide, so you be a fucking emblem of fucking success right here in Camas, because if you don't, you'll be the example of a goddamn gross misdemeanor in the world. Talk to you later. Bye.